Very good evening, guys. Welcome to Network Ethics. So today is the day one of our Fine on Firewall training program. It's a demo day, actually demo program. We have scheduled a 2 days demo program for this Fine on Firewall training program. So this is a day one. So where we are going to discuss about our course contents. This is our today's agenda. So I'm going to give you the introduction about the products, what you are going to learn, and how many of the each products, what kind of course level we are going to cover, right? And what is the benefit of learning this 5-in-1 firewall training program, right? So all those stuffs we will discuss today. And tomorrow we'll have one hands-on lab, okay, with a checkpoint. So last week we did Palo Alto. So uh, those who want to go through the Palo Alto thing. So I'll share the recorded videos, our last week demo, okay, for the Palo Alto. And tomorrow we are going to do some lab session with your checkpoint. Okay. So some of the session I'm going to take it in a checkpoints. Okay, guys. So fine. So in this fine on firewall training program, we are going to cover these five vendor products. These are all the brands or vendors we are going to cover in this fine one firewall mastery program, guys. Okay. So here in Cisco product, we are going to learn two firewall products, okay, and one management product. So here you guys are going to learn under Cisco, right? So you're going to learn almost three products. Okay. So what are all that? Cisco ASA firewall and Cisco FTD firewall, firepower threat defense. Okay. And then additionally, when you're going to learn FTD firewall, you're going to learn one more product called FMC, Firepower Management Center, which is centralized management device for firepower products in a Cisco line. Okay, Cisco firepower product. So multiple FTD firewall, firepower product devices can be managed under one roof by the help of FMC. So you may have, let's say you have 100 branches or 50 branches. All these branches are located in a different geographical location, and you want to control all branches. We have a FTD, Cisco FTD firewall. Okay, so all this firewall you want to manage under one roof, then you have a solution called FMC. Okay, so you are going to learn these three products under Cisco line. Okay, so and after that, so in that three, two products are firewall product, one product is a management product. Okay, and after that, in Palo Alto vendor, we are going to learn two products here. Okay, so Palo Alto firewall. Okay, Palo Alto firewall. Here you are going to learn firewall and one more management device, just like a FMC in Cisco product. We have a Panorama. Panorama. Okay, Panorama. It's a centralized management device for Palo Alto firewall. So where you can manage multiple Palo Alto firewall under one roof. It's just like similar to Cisco FMC, guys. So here you are going to learn two products, and under Cisco you are going to learn three products. Okay, and 40 next you're going to learn under this fine on firewall mastery program, you're going to learn FortiGate firewall as well. In FortiGate, you're going to learn only FortiGate firewall because our course curriculum range is up to NSC4. So NSC4 fully talk about your FortiGate firewall. So in FortiGate also we do have a management device, centralized management device, just like a Panorama and Cisco FMC, that is called Forti Manager. And Forti Manager and Forti Analyzer, this is comes under the NSC5 training program, so which is not part of our curriculum. It's advanced, I mean, it's a next level of training where you're going to learn one more product under the Fortinet product. So that is called Forti Manager and Forti Analyzer. So Forti Manager, it's used to manage multiple FortiGate firewall under one roof, and Forti Analyzer, it's used to manage, or it's a just like it's just a centralized log collector. So where you can pull all the logs in your entire environment, where you have 100 plus branches, all branches, you have a FortiGate firewall, and all the logs you want to segregate under one roof, and you want to generate the report efficiently in right, in quickly, right? So they have a solution called the Forti Manager. So these two products you are going to learn under NSE 5, guys. Okay. So our curriculum here, our curriculum, it's included only FortiGate firewall. So our okay. So our concern, we are going to discuss about only FortiGate firewall. So which is talk about NSE 4. Here you are going to learn end to end how to manage FortiGate firewall, to deploy, to troubleshoot, right, to manage entire FortiGate firewall, and you can just configure, and you can also you can troubleshoot, right, everything in daily activities, deployment, troubleshooting, maintenance, everything you can able to do. All the stuffs we are going to teach you under NSC 4. Okay. So the curriculum level we will discuss later. So FortiGate firewall, here you are going to learn. So almost 3 plus 2 plus 1, 6 products under 3 vendors. Okay. And then finally the checkpoint product, a checkpoint firewall. Under checkpoint, when brand, you are going to learn Gaia operating system, which is nothing, checkpoint firewall. Okay. So checkpoint firewall you are going to learn. So almost four vendors, right? So four different brands. You are going to learn 3 plus 2 plus 1 plus 1. Okay. So almost 7 products you are going to learn. Under this 5 known firewall compo, you are going to learn 7 products. Okay. Just forget about the curriculum, right? So curriculum will discuss later inside the Cisco ASA and Cisco FTD. What are all your curriculum, and Cisco inside the Palo, what is your curriculum? That and all we'll discuss later. But the product wise, in this 5 known firewall compo, you are going to learn almost 7 product, guys. Okay. 7 products you are going to learn. So four different vendors you are going to learn, vendor products you are going to learn, totally 7 products you are going to learn in this 5 known firewall mastery program, guys. Okay. So now each vendor product. So what is the course curriculum we are going to cover? Each product, what is the course curriculum we are going to cover under this 5 known firewall mastery program? So I'll just want to give you the overview. Okay. And I will show you, I'll give you the course curriculum, uh, these course curriculum, each course curriculum for each product, right? So for your reference, you can just go through that, guys. Okay. So if I'll just give you what is the course level we are going to cover, and overview what are the topics we are going to cover. That overview only I just want to give you right now, because we have only 1 hour time. Okay. So in this demo session, and rest of the topics, yeah, Mazi. So yeah, Mazi will be shared. Okay. So just a minute, guys. Okay, sorry. So let's talk about the course curriculum inside this 5 known firewall compo. Okay. So under FortiGate firewall, we are going to cover NSC 4. Okay. And up to NSC 4. And FortiGate firewall have if you want to go for a NSC 4 certification, the prerequisite is there is no prerequisites to write a NSE 4 examination. Okay, so to get a global certification under Fortinet, right? So Fortinet certification. So there is no need of any prerequisites certification and all, but you should have a knowledge, at least if to learn this NSE 4 or any firewall which we are going to teach you, right? In this 5 known firewall compo, the prerequisites to learn this product is at least you should have a CCNA level of knowledge. It doesn't mean you should have a certification. Okay. You should have knowledge of CCNA or CompTIA N plus. So you should, I mean, the fundamental of networking, it's fair enough to learn your NSC4. So what is what is OSI layer, what is how the network is functioning, what is the OSI layer, what is the port number, what is the protocol number of each, what is the port number of each services, what is HTTP service, what is web HTTPS services, what is mail services, POP3, IMAP, what is file transfer services, right? So FTP, what is um, DNS service, right? So these services, what is the port numbers of each and every services, and right? And then fundamental routing and switching is it's fair enough. Okay, I mean, on basic CCNA knowledge and or CompTIA network plus N plus knowledge is fair enough to learn. So you should. It doesn't mean you should have a well knowledge on the routing and switching. So you should complete CCNP level of training, not like that. So fundamental of networking is fair enough to learn this FortiGate, I mean, entire firewall compo program, guys. Okay. So here we'll cover under NSC4, right? So under NSC4, if as per the Fortinet course curriculum, so if you want to get a training in a Fortinet, direct Fortinet site, right? So you have to take two type of training to come to write the exam for the NSC4. If you want to go for NSC4 certification, but there is no any prerequisites, but to clear this examination from this Fortinet side, if you want to learn Fortinet direct side, if you want to learn, you have to first you have to enroll for the FortiGate security paper, and after completion of that FortiGate security paper, you have to enroll for the FortiGate infrastructure paper. Okay, so the training cost will be much higher than normal training. Okay, yeah, Shiv, you can leave. You can connect me later as well. No issues. Okay, so fine. So our curriculum, which is under Fortinet NSC4, which is included FortiGate security paper and FortiGate infrastructure paper, and both our curriculum included both the paper, and we are giving as a under one training program. We are adding these two curriculum. Okay, and so if you are well in this after completion of training program, if you do hands on this product, okay, so you are eligible to write, you can write examination and you can able to get the certification as well. So you have to do your hands on properly. Okay, so just attending the session, it's not enough to provide knowledge, not enough to clear your NSC4 certification, guys. It will not provide enough knowledge to clear your NSC certification. So what you have to do, whatever here you are learning, that you have to apply in your hands-on. So you need to do lab. So then only you can able to complete your NSC4. You can able to clear NSC4 examination, guys. Okay, then you will become a network security expert engineer. Okay, you will get a NSC4 certificate. Okay, so professional, this is a professional level certification from the Fortinet side. Okay, 14. So the cost for the NSC4 examination, you have to pay 400 USD, guys. Okay, so the one of the costlier examination. Okay, in Palo Alto, almost 200 USD only. It will come 180 plus some tax. Okay, and 200 USD only Palo Alto PCNSC. Okay, or PCNSA, anything, only 200 USD only each. NSA and NSC each 200 USD. So you can directly go for a NSC as PCNSC. Okay, so in checkpoint, so that is almost 300 USD. CCS, CSA or CCSA. So Fortinet only is the costliest certification. Okay, when it comes to the other vendor for this certification, guys. Okay, so however, we'll cover on all these two course curriculum, FortiGate security paper and FortiGate infrastructure paper. So, okay. And then after this, if you want to go for a Palo Alto certification, and in our after completion of Palo Alto firewall training program in our institute, you are eligible to, I mean, we are covering up to and from fundamental basics to advanced level. So you're eligible to write PCNSA or PCNSC directly. So because as per the Palo Alto vendor, if you go for a PCNSA certification, right? So just ignore is you need to wrongly updated this one. You need to go for EDU 210 if you have a knowledge of EDU 210 paper. So similarly in FortiGate, how we have a two different paper to go come to prepare for the NSE4 certification. In Palo Alto, there are two type of certification, right? So PCNSA and PCNSE. So NSA it's a administrative level and NSC it's a expert level. Okay, and those who want to start your career from Palo Alto, you can start from either PCNSA or you can go for a PCNSA. The cost for each firewall, I mean each certification is around 200 USD. Okay, so better to go directly PCNSA. There is no prerequisite like checkpoint. Okay, or okay, so you can directly go for a PCNSE certification if you have a knowledge of EDU 210 paper and EDU 220 paper and EDU 330 paper. There are three different papers to go for a PCNSE certification. If you want to go for a PCNSE certification, and you can just complete EDU 210 paper and you can go for a PCNSE certification. And if you want to go for a PCNSE certification, then you need to complete EDU 210 paper where you are going to learn, manage and deploy, configure and manage and deploy your Palo Alto firewall. So here you are going to learn about Palo Alto firewall. And EDU 220 paper, which is talk about the centralized management device called Panorama. Okay, so in EDU 220 paper, you are going to learn Panorama, guys. Okay, EDU 220 paper, which is talk about centralized management device Panorama, and EDU 330 paper, which is talk about the troubleshooting. Okay, so if you want to go for a PCNSE certification, you should have a knowledge of on these three papers. Okay, so EDU 210, EDU 220, and EDU 330 paper, guys. Okay, so our curriculum, which include EDU 210 and EDU 220 paper and EDU 330 papers. So uh, I mean, if you want to get certification in a Palo Alto, either you can go for a PCNSA or PCNSE. So that's your wish whether you're going to start from PCNSA or PC. You're directly you want to go for a PCNSE. Okay. So the certification validity of this course is 2 years. I mean, this certification either PCNSA or PCNSE, you will get a 2 years validity of that certificate and 180 USD plus tax. Okay, so for each certification, so there is no prerequisites. First you need to complete PCNSA, then only you can go for a PCNSA. Not like that. If you have a knowledge of these three papers, you are eligible to write a PCNSA along with some hands-on with the Palo Alto firewalls, so you can able to write PCNSA examination, guys. Okay, clear. So and after that we are going to start a checkpoint. In checkpoint there are two type of course curriculum we have in a checkpoint environment itself, right? So that is at administrative level and expert level, just like Palo Alto. Okay, so administrative level, it's a CCSA, checkpoint certified security administrator, and where you're going to learn and where you're going to understand what is the Palo Alto deployment option architect. Sorry, what is the checkpoint architecture and de deployment options available in a checkpoint, right? And what is and how to deploy, configure your checkpoint firewall, right? So how to create objects. So lot the daily activities as an administrative level, you're going to learn to configure the some of the features in a at checkpoint firewall. Okay, so when you're going to learn up to CCSA, so advanced advanced features like next generation firewall features, URL filter, application control, threat defense, right? So antivirus profiles, and then spyware, malware detection, right? And then high availability. So advanced topic which is comes under CCSE. Okay, and the basics thing, fundamental things only you're going to learn under CCSA in your checkpoint, and as per the latest course curriculum of checkpoint. Okay, and under CCSE, it's you are going to learn some advanced topic like VPN, high availability, and troubleshooting, right? And then different type of software upgradation, patch update, so that and all comes under the CCSC, guys. Okay, so our curriculum, which is included both CCSA and CCSC, both we are included checkpoint. Okay, so after completion of our training program, you can you can go both the certification, but as per the checkpoint norms, if you want to go for a CCSC certification, first there is a prerequisites. You have to gain your CCSA certification first. Okay, so that is 300 USD for each certification, and each having 3 years validity. Okay, so 3 years validity of certification validity. So first you have to start from CCSA, and then you after during this 3 years you can use to learn. You can upgrade after upgrade your CCSC, guys. Okay, so but still it's not like a Palo Alto, or it's not like a Cisco directly. You cannot go for the certificate experts level certifications. Okay, you have to complete administrative level certification. Okay, so our curriculum, which is include CCSA and CCSC both, guys. Okay, and then the finally Cisco products. So in Cisco products, we are covering Cisco ASA firewall and Cisco FTD firewall along with the product FMC, right? So here there is no such a specific certification, product level certification. If you look at this other vendors like FortiGate, Palo Alto, Checkpoint, you're having a certification, global certification, and their certification pattern is specific product, based on the specific product, right? But if you go for a Cisco track, right, so these two products which is comes under the Cisco have a different type of certification track, right? And this is comes under the security product line, security CC NP and CCIE security level. Okay, these two products we are going to cover up to entire ASA product and FTD product. I'm going to teach you, but there is no specific certification program for each certificate, each product. There is, because their certification track is different. So you can, so you these two products along with FMC, you are going to learn three products. These three products you are going to learn comes under CCNP security and CCIE security. Okay, so their certification track is different. So if you learn these three products, right, and if you already have a security, yes, core certification, which is a written exam, so where you are going to learn the security core fundamentals, right, core topics, and if you are clear this certification, then if you want to get CCNP certified, you want to become a CCNP security certified engineer. So in that case, you have some specialized uh, certification track. So on this next generation firewall product, so Cisco next generation, there is a one specialized uh, certification certification program. Okay, they have a different type of uh, track inside the specialized certification program. So if you completed a score, and you can go for some specialized certification, so such as VPN specialist, and then next generation firewall specialist, or automation specialist, or like that. We have, ICE. There is a product called ICE. Okay, so ICE specialist, like that, there is an all elective papers like that. Okay, so you can choose. If you're already completed a score and you want to go get a CCNP certified engineer, you want to become a CCNP certified security certified engineer, then after completion of a score, whatever the product here you are learning in our curriculum, right? So this product will help you to get next generation firewall specialized certification under Cisco product. Okay, so then what will happen? You will become a CCNP security certified engineer. Okay, so these three products is part of under CCNP security certified certification, and as well as this three products is a part of CCIE security certification, guys. Okay, so if you have a knowledge of these three products, ASA, FTD, and FMC. Okay, so there is no specific certification for product wise in Cisco track. It's because their norms, they are following different type of certification track. Okay, clear, guys? So when you learn this 5-in-1 firewall out of the certification, there is no you I mean it doesn't mean you all this firewall you're learning, and so you have to get certification with all these 5 firewall products, not like that. So it certification is not mandatory actually. Okay, so so some of the organization, if they really they need, so they if they demand you to get a certification, and you can just demand them, so you can get some time and you can go for any certification program. But having a knowledge of multiple products only is going to give you uh, better job opportunity, guys. Okay, certification is just like an entry level point. Okay, it's not going to bring you the jobs. Having a knowledge of multiple products, the reason the vendor employers are demand the people who, I mean, they are ready to recruit the people who can manage multiple products, because you're when you're where you're working in your organization, so they are giving a support to some other organization, or they may have a multiple products in their own organization. So they're not having only Cisco products, they're not having only Palo Alto products, they're having a combination of multi-vendor products for the different purpose. Okay, so in that case they need a people who can manage multiple vendor products. Okay, so you will be you'll be highlighted, okay, when you have a multiple product knowledge, and it is going to increase your employability. Okay, and it is going to increase your opportunity, and you can demand it is also have a it will also do a great role when it comes to your salary package. Okay, so lot. Okay, so due to huge job demand. Okay, so nowadays and security products like firewall products are having a demand in the market, guys. So don't hesitate to learn multiple products. So if at least you should have a knowledge of minimum two firewall products. Okay, so if you go for any job portal, you can able to and just look at the um, roles and responsibilities. Okay, so or just look at the um, their requirements. Okay, so obviously they will define whatever the products they'll define, like they need the people who can manage multiple firewall or I mean multiple vendor products. So they also mention with a specific product as well, so like fire Palo Alto, FortiGate, Checkpoint, because these are all the market leaders, guys. Okay, just a minute. Sorry, guys. Am I audible now? Yep. Thank you, guys. Okay, so when you're learning a multiple vendor products, so obviously you'll get a lot of benefits when it comes to the your employability and your career opportunity. Like you will in a future you'll become a might be an architecture, or you'll become a might be a security. Sorry, yes. Okay, so it will give you the lot of opportunity in your employment. Like you'll become a product manager, or you'll become a security consultant. You'll become a some senior posting like like team lead, man technical team lead, like that you can go, right? So it's lot of opportunity it will provide. Okay, guys. So the reason, whatever the product here we are giving, right? So that is a market leader product. So that is holding a more than 70 percentage of the markets in a firewall market. These three products, these three vendors, okay, Cisco, Palo Alto, Checkpoint, Palo Alto, Fortinet. These three vendors are, and Cisco. These four vendors are holding almost 70 to 70 percentage of the market. Okay, we have a n number of next generation firewall products. Okay, so in that, these four vendors only holding more major major market, okay, in a firewall industry, guys. So that is the reason. So I'm saying that, so if you are learning this multiple products, so definitely you will get a good opportunity. Okay, so fine. So let's talk about the curriculum which we are going to cover under NSC. I mean, all this fine on firewall combo. Okay, so I just given you overview the course uh, content. I mean, course level. What are the type of course here we are going to learn? So now we are going to discuss a little bit about the course curriculum of each products based on our timing. Okay, so this firewall, this batch is going to start Palo Alto in a evening batch, right? So 4th December, and we also having a morning batch, so that is 11th December, uh, which is going to start with checkpoint, right? So let's start with the Palo Alto first, and then we'll discuss about each. I'll give you the overview of each product curriculum. Okay. So I told you, right? So we are covering Palo Alto. In Palo Alto, we are covering up to PCNSC, and if you want to go for a PCNSC certification in Palo Alto, you have to cover EDU 210 paper, and you have to cover EDU 220 paper, and you have to learn EDU 330 paper, right? So here, yeah, Mansi, I'll share in our the I'll share the schedule in our WhatsApp group. Okay, I'll share the schedule for your reference. Okay, so EDU 210 in our curriculum. Let me. Okay, so module number one, from module number one to module number 11, right? So we just talk about EDU 210 paper, model number 1 to model number 11, right? We just talk about the EDU 210 paper, EDU 210 paper, guys. Okay, model number 1 to 11, and model number 12, which is talk about the panorama. The panorama itself, it's a another different paper. So EDU 220 paper, and model number 13, which is talk about the troubleshooting, right? So that is EDU 330 paper, guys. Okay, so let me give some brief things inside your curriculum in Palo Alto curriculum. Model number 14 is talk about the interview and then exam preparation. Okay, so let's go with the EDU 210 paper, which is talk about the Palo Alto firewall. Here you're going to learn what is the architecture, Palo Alto architecture, okay, called SP3. Okay, so what is the reason? What is the benefit of having this architecture, and why the Palo Alto is a market leader? In out of these five firewall products, right? So the Palo Alto, I mean, out of these four vendors like Palo Alto, Fortinet, Checkpoint, and then Cisco, right? In these four vendors, so the Palo Alto is the market leader. Past 8 years, okay, past 1 decade actually. Okay, so this product is the market leader. It's holding a first position. So recent days, and Palo Alto and FortiGate both are sharing. They're frequently uh, share their places, right? So the first place Palo Alto, second place FortiGate, third place Checkpoint, and fourth place Cisco. FTD firewall. Okay, so these are the topmost firewall in a firewall industry. Okay, so so one of the reason why the Palo Alto is in a topmost, holding a major uh, market, or what is the reason the in a short time period why your Palo Alto occupy this much of market? The reason, one of the reason is architecture, because comparatively than any other firewall product, it can produce the maximum output, maximum throughput, maximum data it can be processed, and it can able to efficiently take efficiently filter the traffic. Okay, so maximum data in the same segment, comparatively if you are checking with the other product, same segment, Palo Alto can produce the maximum output. So one of the reason for that, this architecture called SP3 architecture. Okay, so and after that you are going to what is SP3 architecture and what is the approach they are having, why it can able to produce the maximum throughput than any other products. So right, so that and all we'll discuss under module 1 and module 2, which is talk about the device management, where you're going to access your Palo Alto firewall very first time to access the console, right? So different type of console, so through CLI and through GUI, and while accessing that very first time when, right, so how to create a tag account in a Palo Alto, for how to register your Palo Alto firewall from the Palo Alto customer portal, and how to upgrade the licenses, update the license and other packages, and how to update your Palo Alto firewall from Palo Alto update server, right? And how to take a backup and restore, what are the type of configuration files we have in a Palo Alto, right? And what is the other features? Okay, okay. So other, I mean, restore and backup and configuration files, right? And what is the other features to how to secure other administrator, from secure your Palo Alto firewall configurations from other administrator, how to avoid simultaneously configure your Palo Alto firewall one administrator to another administrator. So right, so that and all you are going to learn under this log feature, commit log, config log. Okay, and how to create multiple administrator user account and with a different type of privileges. What are all the privileges we have, and how to create, what are the predefined roles we have, privileges we have in a Palo Alto, and how to create a customized privileges, right? So that until you are going to learn, and the device management and high availability. So what is the active high availability, what is active passive high availability, redundancy purpose we are using this active passive, and load balancing purpose we are using this active, right? So how to implement that, how they are working, how to troubleshoot in this deploy active passive mode and active mode, right? So everything we'll discuss under module 2, which is talk about the device management, and module 3, which is talk about the how to secure your data traffic. This is your management traffic or management plane. So whatever you're learning here, that is talking about your management plane in your Palo Alto firewall. So as of now, if you are not able to understand what is management plane, what is data plane, or what is data management traffic, what is data traffic, that's fine. While talking about the architecture, we will discuss. Okay, so here and from module 3, we are going to start to deploy your real time, in a real time network. We'll deploy your Palo Alto firewall, and we are going to start to create the rule to allow or deny some services, applications, protocols, and then websites, URLs, right? And we are going to start to create a rule to deny or inspect the files and deny the some specific file types like text file, PDF file, and we are going to inspect the data inspection we are going to do. So we are going, if data leakage protection, if you don't want to allow, if you have in your production network, if you have some secure data, and if you don't want to allow your internal users or external users to steal your data, your information, then you have a data leakage protection feature in your Palo Alto firewall to avoid the data stealing and all. Okay, so how to implement these features in your Palo Alto firewall and all, you're going to learn after module 3, which is talk about the data plane features. So how to use your, what are the features we have in a Palo Alto, and next generation firewall features like application control, URL filter, file blocking, content I mean, your IPS, antivirus profile, anti-spyware, vulnerability protection, malware protection, right? And then uh, data leakage protection, right? So that and all, we are going how to apply all those steps. We are going to learn each model. Okay, we just model three, model four, we just talk about the NAT. So what are the type of NAT we have, and NAT, what is NAT policy in Palo Alto firewall? What is source NAT? What is destination NAT? What is U-turn NAT? Right? So when we have to implement source NAT and destination NAT and U-turn NAT, right? All those steps we are going to do as each topic we will discuss with the lab. Okay. So along with the theory, we will discuss with the lab. Okay, except the model one, it's fully theory. We just talk about the platform and architecture, and then what are all the hardware models, software models, I mean VM firewall models we have, what is the throughput of, what is the data sheet we are going to discuss about the data sheet information, the hardware and software specifications, VM specifications, right? And under module 1, but after module 2, everything we'll discuss, we'll do along with the theory, we'll do lab guys. Okay, and you can deploy your Palo Alto firewall in a different perspective, different scenario. So you can deploy your Palo Alto firewall as a gateway device by using a layer 3 deployment, or you can deploy your Palo Alto firewall as in a switching environment by using layer 2 interface, and you can secure your switching environment or server segments, right? And you can secure when you're deploying your Palo Alto firewall as a gateway device, and you can secure your entire network, right? And when you're deploying your Palo Alto firewall as a layer 2 deployment and a switching environment, you can secure your particular LAN segment or particular segment. Okay. And what is the need of deploying your Palo Alto firewall in a switching environment? Or what is the need of deploying your Palo Alto firewall as a gateway devices? What is it? And then we have one more option called the virtual wire. So which is not supporting the l- layer 3 functionality. Virtual wire will not support L3 functionality, which means routing, VPN, right? NAT, and then this one, L2 functionality like switching, right? So it doesn't have, it's not supporting the IP schema, it's not, right? And it will not support the VLAN, it will not support the spanning tree, right? So all those features, layer 2 features will not support, and layer 3 features will not support when you're deploying your Palo Alto firewall as a virtual wire, but still it can act like a next generation firewall. So you can able to filter the traffic, you can create a rule and you can able to filter the traffic, and you can inspect the traffic. You can identify the vulnerabilities, virus, malware, data leakage protection features, URL filter, application control, file blocking, everything you can able to do it. Only L3 routing and VPN, and then switching, it's not possible. But how, and why we need to choose this implementation, and that and all we'll discuss in a live session. Okay, so where you want to use your Palo Alto firewall only as an inspection device. I don't want to modify existing my existing network. I don't want to replace any routing devices or any switching in devices. I want to use, but still I want to use my Palo Alto firewall. I want to use one firewall for the next generation firewall features, inspection, and then vulnerability threat management purpose. If you want to use it, then you can use your Palo Alto firewall as a virtual wire. So still it can act like a firewall, still it can able to filter the traffic, and still it can inspect the traffic. Only thing is you no need to assign any IP address on that interface. You no need to assign it. It will not do routing, it will not do switching and all. Okay. So the benefit, so one of the important benefit when you can utilize in your Palo Alto firewall, where you don't want to modify your existing network, but still you want next generation firewall. In this scenario, you can use this virtual wire interface. And we have a HA interface, HA deployment. So you can deploy your Palo Alto firewall interfaces as a HA interface as well, data interfaces as a HA. So where you want to perform high availability, and in it, if it is a dedicated hardware unit, they have a dedicated HA in ports. But in Palo Alto, if you want to perform the HA, you need minimum two ports. Okay, two data ports you need, high availability ports you need to perform the high availability between two Palo Alto firewall. Pair of interfaces only needed. The reason and all we will discuss in a live session. Okay. So in that case, if you don't have a dedicated HA port, or if that HA port is doesn't work in your hardware, how can use your Palo Alto data interface as a HA interface? So that we will discuss under HA deployment. Okay. And tab interface. I don't want to use my Palo Alto firewall to detect I don't want to use my Palo Alto firewall to prevent anything. I just want to use my Palo Alto firewall, detect the vulnerabilities, and send a report to my monitoring servers, right? So, or my auditing team, right? In that case, you can use your tab deployment. So, IDS, it will act if you're using a Palo Alto deployment option as a tab, and your Palo Alto will act like a IDS device. So, it can detect the vulnerabilities, but it won't take any action against that vulnerability. Okay. So, this is all these options we'll discuss under model 3 and model 4, which is talk about the NAT when you're deploying as a L3 mode. So your Palo Alto firewall, most of the features you can utilize when you deploy your Palo Alto firewall as a layer 3 deployment. Okay. And okay, yes. So here model 4 we are talking about the NAT policy, security policy, NAT policy. So like what is source NAT, destination NAT, and user NAT, everything we'll discuss here. How to implement everything we'll do with the lab. Model 5, which is talk about the from model 5 to model model 9, we are going to discuss about the next generation firewall features, which is called as a UTM features, like application control. If you want to block some web application or some set of application or micro, I want to allow, or I want to block Facebook, I want to allow Facebook home, okay, and some other features, but in Facebook chat I want to deny. That is possible when you're having a application filter in your Palo Alto firewall. So you can just create your application filter, category based application filter or customized application filter. So let's say I want to block entire social networking applications in my production network. So in that case I can go with a category based filter, so application filters. Okay. Or I want to specifically block one specific application like Facebook or Twitter or any other application. So in that case, you can go with a custom application. So you can create a customized application. You can create a customized set of applications, and or you can go with a category based filters. Okay. In a let's say in a social networking, I want to block only specific websites, so like Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram, right? So but I want to allow WhatsApp and LinkedIn, right? So such a social networking application I want to allow. In that case, you can create a group of your customized application, multiple application filters. You can, I mean, you can create application filter and you can select multiple application, your customized specific application under that application filter, and you can achieve that, guys. Okay. So that is comes under the model from application filter. And if you want to block some websites or category based URL, yeah, I want to block entire social networking websites, or I want to block entire uh, sports website, or I want to block entire financial related website. So in that case, you can use URL filter. So customize similarly application filter, you can do customized URL filter or category based URL filter. Okay, that you can able to achieve this. We just talk about module 8. And the same way after that, if you want to allow or deny some of your internal users based on the team, let's say I have in my production network, I have a different type of team. In my LAN, same LAN, I have a sales team, same LAN, I have a technical team, right? So these two belongs to sales team, these two belongs to technical team, these two belongs to management team. So in that case, I want to create a set of rule or set of services I want to allow for the sales team. Sales team need to interact with with your people, right? So they need a social networking access, right? So the technical people, I don't want to allow them. They need to access their product related applications, like their job related applications. They need to access, right? So that service is only I want to allow, and I don't want to allow social networking to the technical team peoples. Okay. So HR team, management team, I want to allow only the your employee management services and all. I want to allow them, right? So rest of the social networking or other technical team access, I don't want to give for the management team. So in that case, if you want to give a set of rule or you set of access for the set of specific peoples, right? So in that case, you can use user ID. So you can allow or deny specific user or group of the users to access some of the services based on their job nature. You can allow some services or you can deny some services for the set of people by using user ID. So here only we are going to integrate your Active Directory AD server, Active Directory server with your where we are using a remote user management system, and we are going to integrate with your Palo Alto firewall to achieve user ID filters. Or locally also you can create your local user database. So that both we will discuss under model 6. Okay. And model 7, which is talk about the your IPS activities. And entirely it is talking about your IPS activities like in identify the vulnerabilities, virus, malware, spyware, right? And then commonly we can say threat detection, right? So your firewall will it will start to analyze your data, right? So against the vulnerability, spyware, malware, any threats. So by using content ID feature, so like part of the content ID, so your antivirus feature, spyware, malware production, anti-malware production, anti-spyware production, and vulnerability protection. Okay, these features are and intrusion prevention. Okay, so IPS, this feature is your IPS activities. Okay, so everything we will discuss under content ID features like detect the virus, malware, spyware, and take action against the threats, right? So vulnerability protection, how to create, how to feed a new um, a customized vulnerability protection features and how to feed a customized antivirus features, anti-spyware feature, right? So everything we'll discuss under module 7. Module 8, we already discussed that is talk about the URL filter. You can just block websites based on the customized website, or you can create a customized web filters, or you can use a category based web filters, right? And then module 9, which is talk about SSL decryption. So when your firewall receiving encrypted data, normally your firewall will not able to do deep inspection with already encrypted data because that is encrypted. So we cannot read what is the inside the data, inside that packet, what is the real data, what is the real content we are having it, whether that is already infected by the virus, malware, or spyware, or there somebody is trying to inject some malicious things in your production network that is not visible by your firewall. So you have to decrypt that. So you have to if it is your firewall is receiving encrypted data, and you have to enforce to your firewall to decrypt your encrypted data, and after that we have to reread your data, and then we will analyze that your firewall will analyze the data. It will inspect the data, and if it is anything identified as a vulnerable spyware, malware, anything, then your firewall will take a decision based on your vulnerability protection features, content ID features like virus, malware, spyware, vulnerability protection. So if everything is fine, then it will re de I mean re again it will encrypt, redo that process. So first it is decrypted, so it will be encrypt, and it will hand over the traffic to the clients, okay, client machines. Okay, so that is for a decryption feature. Okay, and then global product is a part of VPN. Okay, so this is it's a SSL VPN, guys. So global product is there, your Palo Alto proprietary application where we are using a SSL VPN purpose. Okay, client VPN or SSL VPN or global product all are same. It's talk about the SSL VPN. Okay, how to implement your SSL VPN in your Palo Alto firewall? What is global product? How to install your global product application? Right. So everything we'll discuss under module 10. Module 11, it just talk about the IPsec VPN. Okay. So site to site VPN. What is IPsec site to site VPN? What is phase one? What is phase two? What are the package? What are the packets or exchanging in your site to site VPN? Right. Everything we'll discuss, and we'll do lab with the IPsec VPN as well. So these up to model 11, which is talk about EDU to 10 paper. Okay, model 12, which is talk about the panorama where you are going to manage your multiple Palo Alto firewall under one roof in the name of Panorama, right? So the product name is Panorama. So here we are going to see how to manage your Panorama, how to access your Panorama firewall very first time, and what are all the administrator privileges we have in a Panorama, right? And how to integrate your Palo Alto firewall and Panorama with the Panorama, how to after integrate, how to create, how to manage multiple firewall and from Panorama, and how to create a rule from Panorama to your individual devices or group of the devices, right? How to manage advantage of Panorama here. So you are going to do so this. Let's say in your environment you have a 10, or let's say you have a 50 Palo Alto firewall. So now there is a software update is given, patch update is given from the Palo Alto side. So you want to update all your Palo Alto firewall, all 50 Palo Alto firewall, upgrade your Palo Alto firewall now, right? So or update your Palo Alto firewall now, right? So in this scenario, in normal scenario, you have to go each site individually, and each firewall you have to upgrade it. You have to update the patch, right? So when you have a Panorama, you have a centralized control of all your Palo Alto firewalls. So you can, instead of when you have a individually, if you don't have a management device, if you are going to do this task 50 times individually, one by one, right? But here the same task you can perform only once. All these 50 devices will be simultaneously get update, guys. Okay, so this is the advantage of Panorama. Okay, so centralized management device, where you, when you have a Panorama device, you can reduce your configuration time. I mean, you can easily manage under one roof, and you can reduce your configuration or patch update, license upgradation, right? So the common activities, common policy creations, right? Everything you can able to do it, guys. Okay, and that is model number 12. And model number 13, which is talk about troubleshooting. So here, what is your troubleshooting, how to analyze your client packet, to how to generate the report from the client ticket, right? So for the troubleshooting purpose, what are all the troubleshooting methodology we have, what are all the CLI tools we have in a Palo Alto to troubleshoot, and how to capture the packet, how to analyze the packet, right? And how, if you have any hardware related issue, how to raise the ticket to the hardware team, to how to claim the warranties, guarantees, right? So from the hardware team in a Palo Alto firewall, and how to, if you need any, if after your knowledge, beyond your knowledge, if you need any support from the Palo Alto TAC team, how to raise the ticket for the Palo Alto TAC team, right? So all those steps will be discussed under troubleshooting, guys. Okay, model EDU 230 330. Okay, so we just talk about troubleshooting, guys. Okay, so this is your Palo Alto curriculum, which is included EDU 210 paper, EDU 220 paper, and EDU 330 paper, guys. The same way we have a checkpoint curriculum here. So checkpoint curriculum, so which is how to the lab setup. First introduction, we'll give an introduction to the checkpoint. So most probably we'll do this lab. This will take, because without, if you guys are new to this checkpoint environment, so without knowing what are all this terminology, what is the architecture of your checkpoint, what is gateway, what is smart console, what is management server, right? And if you don't know this stuff, you will not able to understand beyond that whatever the advanced topic you are going to learn. Okay, so we'll do lab on this. We'll deploy your checkpoint firewall. Okay, so we'll do lab this on model 1 with the deployment option. Okay, so in that case you can able to understand what, right? So what are all the terminologies we are using here in a checkpoint, what is management server, what is circuit, oh, I mean, what is your smart console application, what is security gateway, right? Everything you can able to understand. So how to create your own lab setup, and how to upload the checkpoint images, everything we'll discuss in checkpoint. In Palo Alto also we'll do that. Okay, so so don't get confused. So here I have mentioned only for the Palo Alto curriculum. Here it is added with your lab setup as well. Okay, and model 3, so we just talk about the checkpoint deployment. What is I mean, after theoretically knowing that, what are all the components we have in a checkpoint, and what is the importance of the components in these components in checkpoint, how to install these components in your infrastructure, and how to install your security gateway and security manager within the same checkpoint hardware, or how to install checkpoint gateway and checkpoint manager with the two different checkpoint hardware, right? And how, in which scenario you have to use these deployment option, what are the deployment option we have, in which scenario we have to use each deployment option, and how to access very first time, how to access your console, right? And how to access your checkpoint CLI console, how to access your checkpoint GUI console, how to do backup and how to take a backup, restore, and how to upgrade, how to update the licenses, right? How to add the routing, dynamic routing protocols, right? So everything we'll discuss under module 3. And module 4, how to create a security policy and in your management server, and then how to enforce this policy from management server to gateway, and what are the type of security policy we have, what is uh, security policy, and what is your, I mean, access, what is access control policy, what is NAT policy, and what is shared policy, what is uh, UTM policies, right? So that and all you are going to learn under module 4 and module 5, what is the policy layers like. So module 4 and module 5, the shared policy, and then threat prevention, UTM policies, application control policy, where to create an application control field, where you have to create a rule for the application control, where you have to create a rule for the UTM features like IPS activities, vulnerability protection, antivirus profile, right? So the data data leakage protection, right? So that under policy layers, model 4 and model 5 we are going to discuss. Model 6, which is talk about the address translation in your checkpoint. We have a different type of NAT, so static NAT, hide NAT, dynamic NAT, okay, and automated NAT and manual NAT. Like that, we have a different type of terminologies. So how to implement all these NATs in a that we are going to discuss under module 6. Okay, and static NAT, hide NAT, dynamic NAT, these NATs, it comes under manual NAT, automated NAT. Okay. So what is manual NAT and what is automated NAT? So how to deploy this NAT policies, everything we'll see under model 6. Model 7, which is talk about. So up to now, model 6, right? So up to now, you're going to learn, and these topics are comes under the CCSA, Checkpoint Security Administrator. Okay, certified security administrator. Okay, and then model 7 to model 11, which is talk about your CCSC syllabus. Okay, so advanced firewall features like URL filter, application control, file blocking, Manzi, can you hear me now? I hope now I'm audible. Yes. Yeah, thank you. Okay, guys. So under model 7, these UTM features are we are going to utilize. Okay, we are going to learn how to apply all this next generation firewall feature. Okay, model 8, which is talk about your VPN, again remain IPsec VPN, SSL VPN, and remote Here as under SSL VPN, we are going to talk about the mobile VPN and then client VPN, right? So everything we'll discuss. Okay. And then module 9, which is talk about your high availability, what is active passive mode, active mode, cluster Excel, right? So we are going to discuss. Okay. And module 10, which is talk about the monitoring and reporting fees. So what are the features we have, how to monitor or log, how to verify the log, how to check the, how to generate the report from the log viewer, right? So how to track the views, right? So everything we'll discuss under module 10. And we just talk about module 11, we just talk about the troubleshooting, how to, what are the debugging tools we have, how to troubleshoot, how to analyze the ticket, right? And what is the packet flow and checkpoint, right? Everything we'll discuss, guys. Okay. So this is your CCSE curriculum, guys. Okay. And so due to time constraint, I'm not able to discuss about your Fortinet and FTD course curriculum. So this course curriculum, ASA course curriculum, this PDF file I'll share with you for your reference. Okay. And those who want to check the detailed course curriculum discussion video, I'll share the recorded video of the course curriculum discussion. Okay. So you can just go through that, and any doubts you can ask me, guys. If